Hey everybody, let's play some Crusader Kings 3. Last episode ended on a pretty good note. Surprisingly found out that I do have a claim on our neighbors of Neuchâtel, which we're gonna press promptly. And then I realized, more by luck than by actually paying attention to it, I must have gotten a notification somewhere, but I did look in the court of our dear emperor. And he used to have the Duke of Bohemia as a marshal. And he's gone there. And the Duke of Bohemia is apparently, he died. And the Duke of Bohemia, if you remember, was educating our heir. So now our heir doesn't really have a guardian anymore. So I did look around a little bit. And I found a couple interesting options, though there's a caveat. First of all, I'm not sure like how, well, let's just first show the options. Of course, I'm gonna go for the rulers that have the most martial skill. And two here really stand out. One is King Harald of Norway, who has a crazily high martial skill. He's just, in quotes, a skilled tactician, but he has a very high martial skill. I think he's a decent fighter, yeah, average. And of course, historically and in this game accurately portrayed, King William the Conqueror, of course, is also a great general, and he's a brilliant strategist actually, and of course has a very high martial score. Though it's kind of hard to sell that our little count of Argyll, even though we are from a powerful dynasty, but currently we are not really powerful. We do have an ally, Count of Besançon, but I don't know if he could make the introduction. Like, how would we get to know the King of England and ask him to educate our son? I mean, these things do happen, I guess, right? You send a diplomat, and then, well, our son is without education. I would love to show the boy swordplay, and there you go. That's how I imagine it, anyway. So it works in the movies. Why wouldn't it be? Shut up. Anyway, it would be the ideal choice. Like, if I just min-max, I would just go for it, I think. Even though I don't know if that really makes that much of a difference if you're... I should think it should, right? Then we do have some weird, like some counts, and I did... Yeah, I did. Maybe reduce it to Catholicism. Maybe that reduces the options to a little bit more manageable. Okay. Another a little bit more realistic option to me is Duke Robert the Fox of Apulia. He is a bit old already, but his health is fine, and he is a brilliant strategist. He does have a decent martial score. He's not... Oh, he's currently in a couple of wars, but they shouldn't be too... Who are you fighting against? Peasant Uprising. Okay. Peasant Uprising. He also fights against Chieftain something and against Vala Ramadan of Malta, even though Malta is not really... Yeah. They are not really a worthy opponent. Why doesn't the back button work here? That's kind of annoying. I always have to click on the duchy. So that one isn't really dangerous, and he's defending against some Arabian neighbor. Excuse me. Well, I take a sip of my tea. So his wars aren't that threatening, because my thought was, like, if I bring my heir on his court and he gets besieged and my heir gets caught by some whatever Arab guys who don't give a two dams about him, they're gonna either ask a big ransom or just flat out just recruit him, kill him, whatever. I don't want to run that risk, but it doesn't look too dangerous. So that would be one option, the Duke of Apulia. If I butcher that name completely, I am sorry. The other one was the King of Poland, though he would be very interesting, and I think it's believable that we would make an effort to get a little closer to him because he's on the border of the Holy Roman Empire. Poland is quite powerful. I would, of course, Bohemia would be much nicer, but there's nobody really interesting. Yeah, here, that's the guy who was educating. No. Was it that? Who was the guy? The father? Whatever. Poland would be an interesting, very interesting ally, because we are currently developing our territories, planning to go east a little bit, and would be nice to have somebody who could come in and pressure from the east. And they're not that far away, so it would make sense to make an effort to get there. Though the Duchy of Apulia is a little bit more believable in that we have strong, even though not very, what do you call that? Not, like, we have strong ties to the Duchy of Tuscany, but not on their own free account. But hey, we do have ties there. And we snooped around on the court of the emperor, so we might have made some, like, it's kind of believable that we would have some acquaintances here that told us about the secret. We found out that way, and we might stumble upon the duchy and the Duke of Apulia. He's also not a king. He's a little bit more approachable. So I think that's the one we're going to go with. He's a Norman. He's Catholic. And even though Poland would be the better choice for two reasons. One, the king is young. Oh, the king is very young. And they would be the better ally. But for me, it sounds like it's just more believable that we are going to go with the Duke of Apulia. So let's just get it over with before I change my mind. And the min-max in me becomes too strong and takes over. That happens on the full moon. Excuse me. I am the ward. And the recipient. Oh, they wouldn't even take me. Well, I didn't consider that. How we do that? Indicate. Did I click the wrong button? No. These menus. Offer guardianship. No. Offer to grant an award, making him or someone in his court the guardian of the chosen child. So my son. And there wouldn't be anyone. Okay, so that is too bad. Let's find out if the King of Poland would be more receptive. He would. He would indeed. He would gladly accept. It's my own child, so plus 200. Not the same culture, but yeah, whatever. We at least have the same religion. And the rank difference is pretty big, but since it's my own child... Well, okay, I think we're gonna go with the King of Poland then. That should be interesting. He's strong, so he can show my son a couple of good lifts, like maybe improve his squat or his deadlift. That would be grand. And I think we gave our daughter, we didn't yet. She has a stewardship education. Let's strengthen our ties with you a little bit more. The daughter, and let's see who's skilled in stewardship. I don't really have anybody. Though you know what, since the court of Poland is so far away from our little duchy here, and maybe it makes sense that my son doesn't go alone, but oh, he's already considering a proposal. Okay, so let's have him consider that proposal. And in the meantime, there we go. Excellent. Greetings, dear Count Werner of Argau. We are happy to accept your proposed education arrangement. A noble upbringing for a noble spirit. That's what I always say. And who better to make him understand than King Boleslav, the Bold of Poland. Now I completely forgot my second problem, which was that Poland is in 2 wars and I wanted to wait out those. And he's in a war against Hungary. So that is, oh dear. That wasn't too smart. Let's just hope and pray. That's what people did in this age anyway, right? Okay, so now we got Count Bouchard of Neuchâtel, and I have some very bad news for you, sir, because you don't have any allies. We do have plenty of prestige. We'll just declare war on you and be done with it. Raise the army and... just walk in here and hang on. The army is led by me. Okay. I want to have the glory of that. He is not leading his own army. Okay, then I could have saved that trouble. Yeah, so far it looks good. And now we won that fight. Gave us a little war score, 20%, and now we just siege the holding, and that should be that. How long is that gonna take? 16 months, yeah. We learned of Hartwig's non-believer. Well, don't really care. Ingeltrude finished the Find Secret task. Okay, you know what? Since we had enough information on the court of the Emperor, I'm gonna at least send some friendly face with our son. Oops. With our son into that strange new land. And what's the capital of Poland? Is that here? The Kingdom of Poland? And then what's the main... Where can I see that? Ruler, military instance, blah, blah, blah. Krakow, right? Yeah, makes sense. Krakow in this, but it's Krakow in my world. So let's bring you here. So at least there's the spy master with her. And with him, with my heir. That he could turn to and talk to if the king of Poland is indeed not as nice a fella as he does look in his picture. And we exposed... Oh no, we didn't, but somebody exposed a sinful archbishop. We learned of Hartwig's... Yeah, Hartwig is... Actually, let's check out Hartwig. Because it might be... It might be that he's... No, he's worthless. I mean, he's some average martial skill and whatnot, but he's a lowborn, can't fight, can't do anything. So the only way to be... to make it in this world is either you're a highborn, or if you are lowborn, well, then you gotta be able to fight. Pretty much. I don't think there's another way to make it to rank and land, and yeah, if they can't fight, they're of no interest to us. Oh, the neighbors are having problems. Oh, that's too bad. Because... Oh, heresy. Hang on. Heresy. Cathars in Kuyavia. Prince Vladlas of Kuyavia has announced to the world that he and his vassals have converted to Catharism. Is that some Christian... It's an organized Christian faith. With the most complicated cross ever. Having become disillusioned with the teachings of the Catholic priests, the nobles of Kuyavia no longer consider the clergy to be righteous and true. As Cathars, they believe their new faith properly aligns with the will of God, and they are distancing themselves from their former religious institution. Okay, so now we do have two options. We could say, what twisted mockery of our fate is this? And it will just appear in the duchy of wherever this is. Or I will convert. Why would I would... You know, they have some good points. Okay, so whenever somebody launches a new religion, so to speak, we get the chance to convert to it. But I don't see why we should do that. We do have... what am I doing here? The religion I wanted to see. Yeah, we're pretty mono Catholic over here, and I personally really like it to stay that way. So, ruler embraces heresy. Duchy of Upper Silesia. Where are you? Okay, whatever. Don't really care about you guys. That's in the Polish Empire, right? Yep. You can embrace whatever floats your boat. That's no concern to me yet. And we got another perk. Nice. Okay, so we completed the strategist tree. And I think we're a little bit old to start giving the gallant knight. Maybe for appearances, but mostly I'll go with the overseer. And we get some natural dread. We get control growth. That is all very well and good, because we do want more control in these provinces. Actually want full control here. Development 8. There. Can I please see my... They seem quite undeveloped everywhere here. Maybe we should consider that. Hang on, there's 2 more map modes. Oh, there's a terrain, counties, terrain, development, and government. Gotta learn the hotkey. Development is J. Where is high development? Ha. Okay, there's not much development. 0 in this region. Okay, that's also an interesting challenge. They really made an effort to accurately portray that, because I mean, some people might today think we're so superior to the Middle East and the Far East, but in fact, in the Middle Ages, which we are slowly approaching, we're a little bit away from that. In fact, in those times, the Arabs, especially those invading Spain, were much more highly developed than we were. We, meaning the Middle Europeans, they actually already had water systems. They were just more civilized. They were washing. They felt like barbarians are at the gates when they saw the armies of Western or Middle Europe rather. And there's stories that they're laughing down the walls and thinking like those savages could never pose a threat to us. But they soon learned it's one thing the Middle Europeans could do is fight. It's like they thought they would die off of the uncleanliness and of diseases because the way they carried themselves and the hygiene standards and whatnot. But they were pretty tough, and they could fight very well and earn their respect on the battlefield. But in terms of development and arts and sciences, nope, we didn't have anything on the Arabs. As you will learn if you fly with Emirates or one of those lines to an Arabian country, they do have, among the regular entertainment in their planes, they have one, I wouldn't say propaganda, but it's like a story about the history of those caliphs of old, caliphates of old, even though it's mostly here in the what today is Morocco and Egypt and whatnot regions, but yeah, they claim it like the whole of Arab was more developed than whole of Arabia. It's pretty much the same like our propaganda about the Arabs, so it was quite interesting seeing that in the plane. Anyway, so we are not really developed, but we are well within the, what was it, J? Yeah, we're well within the norm. France is a bit more highly developed in the center anyway. Yeah, Italy is 2, yeah, that makes sense. They had their high time. But the rest here is average to bad, and we are just, oops, on the same level as everybody. Okay, where was I going? I wanted to check my court and my prisoners. We do have one, Ulrich, who's a good for nothing. We could release, we gain a weak hook on him. Yeah, I'll let that. Okay, but we didn't capture anybody. We just won the siege, so let's just take the territory. Enforce le demande. So be it. Thank you. Disband the army. Thank you. And voila, we're making 4.1. Should we help our liege? How did you get into this war? Ah, because our liege is in here. Okay. Attacked by Visegrad and Barsag, and they have 2,000 men. Interesting. How are they losing that war? Is the Empire in so many wars? How are they losing that so clearly? No, they just have the one war. Occupied holdings, okay. Ah, because Hungary is already also at war with Poland. Yeah. That makes sense. And Poland is quite a formidable foe. So I won't really help Hungary. Count Guillaume is not swayed. That's okay. We'll try again. That is no concern of mine. How's the Duchy of Swabia doing? Oh, you're quite... Well, that is very opportune timing. We're gonna soon have a claim on Zurich. And they have, like, no men whatsoever. And no allies. So we could just go in there and take it. Well, that is very lucky. I'll take a sip of tea on that. That's the sip of future victories. That tastes so good. Do we have anybody who could be a steward now? Gottschalk. Oh, that is funny. We do have an entertainer who is kind of legendary in his own right, who is named Thomas Gottschalk. That is interesting. That there's a bold fool who actually... This is quite a good description for this guy. Everybody heard of the TV show Wetten, Das? That's the one he used to be hosting. And the show gained... It's like we don't have many shows that are renowned, or I'd say rather not famous, but infamous in the world, or even known in the world. But this one is, because it's so weird. I think there's a famous interview on Conan O'Brien that Tom Hanks was on the show and he couldn't believe what he was seeing. But anyway, was it Tom Hanks? I forgot. Gottschalk. But this name alone and him being, me having a funny history with it, doesn't really help me much. He has a 9 stewardship and he would probably, he's pretty cheap to recruit, but I rather just wait a minute before we make a bold fool. Our new steward. My what? Expired? Excuse me? I can't. How could that do? How could that be? I didn't know that goes so fast. That's great. Well, we didn't need it in the end, but I would have loved an alliance. Dadgummit. That would have been lovely. Anyway. To the implacable Werner. I've prowled through documents, both ancient and blah blah. We can press the claim and we lose 75. Who will lose that? It's gonna be Count Berthold. And Count Berthold... No. Him, yeah. He has 800 men. Jeez. Anyway, let's press the claim and see who we have to declare war on to get that county. 800 men, really? That is, that's kind of scary. Don't we declare war on you? How does that work? That's so weird. We do declare on Swabia to get that claim, but Zurich itself does have 800 men. So how does that work? I do want the county though. I mean, I don't care. Raise the army. Even if the 800 men are gonna be on our doorstep, we do have an ally, so it's alright. We can take a little bit of a risk. That's interesting. Okay, let's take a look around, because it won't be one after we siege this. Yeah, we'll find something. Just you continue on the... I'm just looking around for... Yeah, let's try and go Sundgau. Freiburg is also... Oh no, they're on their own now. What's that? Duchy of... Duchy, yeah. The Duchy of the Carinthia. Duchy of Carinthia, okay. They're on their own now, so Swabia is... can't quite get it. So this here is Swabian territory, okay. So here we have a county of Sundgau that we could go plunder after we won the siege. Could go to Fürstenberg, even though they're not really worth much. Yeah, let's go to Sundgau, why not? Here. We got 22 from occupying Zurich. We desperately need some money, so we might as well pretend to be making... to be pressuring Swabia, when in reality all we do is getting some money. Okay, our Marshal finished getting control, I hope successfully. Let's go on with Neuchâtel. Although they are, yeah, it's okay, 65. 1.1 is quite a decent increase. That's good. And we're not sieging, we need to siege here. 17. Swabia, Swabia. Okay, so we have this, Zurich. Fürstenberg is not really worth it. So after that we'll go to the barony of Hohenberg. Barony of Zollern, I think. Yeah. We just have to be wary that we don't run into enemy armies. And help Schwaben in that. It kind of it hurts a little bit because that is my homeland, but you know, I can take it over and make it better. Ooh. While performing your duties as my spy master, Ingiltrude has uncovered a secret held by Count Mikhail of Gniezno. He's Polish. 67, no, that won't. He schemed from the shadows to have Duke Gwienomir murdered. And the Duke is indeed dead at the age of 25. Wow. So the Duchy of Pomerania. And you are, well, let's see. Duchy of Pomerania. Why did he murder him? Sweet. Sviatibor of Pomerania is now the holder of the duchy. And is he of... he's of House Pomerza? No, I don't get it. Not only cruel and heartless, but dishonorable as well. That is quite a big secret, though on a kind of a useless person, no? Who are you? You don't have any skills. He does actually have, yeah, but no skills that we could use. She's a pretty great diplomat. We can't recruit diplomats though. Let's see what we can get. He will accept. What's your... he also will accept. So let's get those hooks. And see what we can do with them. Let's see what we can have you do. We can sway, offer ward guardianship. Not really. Okay, now we got 17 gold and we got a prisoner. Bit of war score. Swabia, Württemberg, that is actually my home county. 8. Not so great. Okay, let's get over here. Barony of Fürstenberg. Actually, let's go to Zollern. Oh, that will result in casualties. Okay, no. Barony of Freiburg is independent, so that doesn't help me. I guess we'll have to go to Fürstenberg then. Because as far as I'm informed, the way it works is if you control an adjacent adjacent castle, you won't suffer the penalty passing by the castles that are next to the one that you control. Which really is, I think, a really neat system, because that makes it so you can't just march. Like if you're fighting a big enemy or a big territory like the Holy Roman Empire, or more like one cohesive territory like Poland, and you were to, like for example, attack from the north, and then you just want to walk through the entire kingdom and sit on their capital, it is pretty hard because you have to pass all kinds of castles. So you either have to walk around here. Yep. Pretty well, Warren. I've been shameful diplomatic display. You're not the man I thought you were. What do I care? You're not yet my vassal. And you're gonna be soon though, so I would kind of watch my mouth a little bit, because it doesn't look like we're gonna lose this war. But sure, if you wanna run your mouth, that is fine by me. Anyway, what I'm about to say? Yeah, so you can't just dash through as the bird flies to the capital and sit on the capital and gain war score. You have to go around, or you have to take, I think, 100 men loss per castle that you pass. Which I think is both in intention and kind of execution pretty well done. Sorry for that sound. Okay, we got Zurich. I think we're going to complete our holdings here with St. Gallen. We can have 2 more. St. Gallen doesn't have allies. They do have a reasonable army. And a quite feisty bishop here, Prince Bishop of St. Gallen. Oh, what's the duchy here? Kuretia, this one. We do need 2 counties. Yeah, we don't have any. Okay, one more round of secret searching at the Polish court, and then we'll move our agent there. A new opponent. Nothing in this world is certain, especially in times of war. The Argunian claim of the County of Zurich has been no different. This conflict is no longer against Count Rudolf of Nördlingen, but Count Berthold of Zurich instead. It might be wise to evaluate... not really. My goal is still the same. And we did just enforce the demands. Quickly. There we go. What did you say? War target? What? Couldn't hear you. Expand everybody. Okay, they don't have much control in here. 60 is okay. We are the same culture. We are the same fate. So it's all good. But we should finally get a freaking steward here that... how? Mayor Agnes of Schwyz. You look very female to me. How is it possible that I can now assign a female steward? Did anybody reform the... Did we... We are Catholic. That's weird. Divorce, bastard, blah blah. Male dominated, yeah. Women do not get implicit claims. Women can't be... Only men and vassals can be appointed as chancellors, stewards, and marshals. Steward. How is that possible? She's female. I don't get that at all. I mean, I don't complain. She's pretty good. I've always been an advocate that women are the better managers, so I won't complain. I mean, I'll take it. But it really weirds me out. Powerful vassal. How are you powerful? You don't even have... Oh, you have the city of Schwyz. Die Schwyz. Könnte Käse machen. Sorry for that. I just can't help it. Sorry, I just can't get over it. Why is that possible? What do you have that I don't understand? I don't get it. She's posing as a man or whatever? Is that why you have that unfriendly look on your face? Very weird. But I'll take it. I'll take it. She's a pretty good steward. For now, she will... yeah. She will just collect taxes. Since I haven't really decided on what I want to make my core territory, ideally we'll eat our way through the empire towards Austria and try and establish a core over there. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we got 9 issues. Low county control in Zurich. Yeah, we're going to deal with that in a minute. You can create the Duchy of Transjurania. Not yet. Not yet. We do only have 4 counties. We can hold 5. Even if we die suddenly and our heir will be there, he can hold 4, which currently we have. So we don't really need duchies and we don't need to create powerful vassals like that yet. It would help us a little bit in diplomacy, having a duchy title, but it's going to hinder us. Like 250 is nothing to sneeze at. It's going to hinder us in future warfare and creating claims. So, whoops. Powerful vassals demand council positions. City of... yeah, Pontarlier. Don't really care for you. Honestly. Can grant titles. I think we'll just sway her a bit after we're finished with the other one. Because I don't see what... I mean, yeah, we could make her the new spy master. She's as skilled as Ingeltrude, but Ingeltrude did... she did really do us proud. I mean, she found out a couple secrets, so even though we let that chance slip to get an alliance with Tuscany, but so far she's doing a good job. I don't think you are going to do better, and you don't really have anything to pressure me. So I think you can go stuff that where the sun don't shine. We have few knights. Yeah, that is a problem indeed. We can designate a guardian for Ida. Yes, yes. I haven't decided on that yet. Election. And we can ransom Count Thierry for 50. Hello. I will definitely do that. Duchy of Swabia. Yep. Let's quickly do that before we run out of money. Or they run out of money, rather. A good deal indeed. And there we go. We got 170 cash. That was a very profitable war. I think we got 22 on Zurich. We got 17, was it, on Sundgau. I think we finished on Fürstenberg. Another 9 or so there. So just in pure earnings. And we didn't really have any fight. Just a bit of standing around, sieging. So that went as well as it could. And we now have a little space on the map. Look at that. We're not a joke anymore. We are somebody that can mess with you. Now the question is now, before we go any further, we do need to stabilize this little realm of ours. And do we invite some knights? It will be costly to recruit them, but our army really... It's like either we start creating men-at-arms, but they, I think, are even more expensive. Or we do go out looking for a couple knights, because we don't even have the full 5. And even Gottschalk would be an option at this point, so I think we desperately need the knights. And we can't afford... I mean, we're currently racing control in Neuchâtel. After that, we need to raise control in Zurich. So I think it makes sense. Anything that speaks against it, deceitful, just, and ambitious. Yeah, no, we do need knights. We do need people to lead our army and to fight by our side to continue this conquest. So let us go and get just that. Even though I cringe already at the prices they're going to ask, but hey. Send the herald out in the lands and invite all the knights. Okido. That was a productive episode, wasn't it? We got our heir. Do we see any? Oh yeah, he got 11 marshal already. And he's humble. That is very nice. He got brave and callous. Ooh, Otto von Habsburg. I see great things happening. Got 2 relationships. He got a friend in Czerny. Polish names, really. Once you hear how they're pronounced, it's easy, but from the letters there, just impossible. Poraj. I'll just call him Poraj. Interesting. He is an 11-year-old. Bit bossy, generous. What's that symbol here? Whatever. So it gives him some diplomacy. Does have a claim on Görlitz. That's at the edge here of Poland. Okay. And of course the guardian, King Boleslav the Bold. What is your immediate family? You do have a daughter? 2 daughters. Yeah, and a rather young spouse, so there should be more daughters. He's one handsome king though, with the red and the beard and the... kind of like that style. Yeah, so our heir is doing pretty well, though King Boleslav not so great. He's getting raided on all fronts. He's defending against a liberty faction. And he's losing the war against Hungary. And actually Hungary is fighting for the Kingdom of Poland. Let's see. They do have a prisoner. They captured the heir of the king. They occupied a couple holdings. I'm toying with the idea, since he is educating our son and he's doing a pretty damn good job at it, of offering my support in this war. I'm toying with the idea, though that could be a fast track to ruin. I mean, currently they're almost even. But the Polish king doesn't really have... yeah, they don't have much military strength. So I'm wondering if we offer them to help. It's not that far to Hungary. We do have a decent sized army that could tip the scales. Yeah, we'll see. Once we got our knights fully stocked and we got a couple good ones in there, I think while trying to apply for a claim here, applying for a claim while you go to the office. Good day, sir. I would have to like to apply a claim on St. Gallen, our neighbor. I would like to raid and rob and then take it over. Oh yeah, that's just fill out form number 38B down the corridor in the hall. That's not how it works. While we're working on a claim here, I might get my hands dirty and help Poland with their war. Anyway, not this episode anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you around for the next one.